Let's electric slide.
Happy Friday!
If you can spend the night.
Yeah.
Did you come to rave? Did you come to rave?
Holy shit.
Did you come to rave?
I just scared the shit out of Packy. Good.
Couple tabs on me, I got high note.
Oh, yeah. Podcast 30.
Coop coming back.
Nice. That's a
Yeah.
big step.
Yeah,
That Marcus is sounding fire.
that's right. That is out today. You can go get it at all digital platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Tidal. Whatever the kids are listening to their music on nowadays. Is SoundCloud still a thing?
Finally, it is again for us now. It wasn't for a while.
I don't know if it is still a thing, even though all of our songs are now available on it. I'm pretty sure that it's slowly happening that everybody is getting off of SoundCloud, just based on what's going on with our channel.
I mean, it's kind of inevitable, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
It's still a big platform right now. I'm just saying, for the long haul, it's kind of inevitable, I would think, with all the other streaming.
You know, I was thinking, like,
success.
why is SoundCloud only still relevant just because it lets you post whatever the heck you want on it?
I think so.
Is that what keeps it around?
I mean, artists, like big artists, still use it. You know,
Because of
I think,
right?
Yeah, I think like Bryson Tiller just dropped.
Because if they don't have a sample they can clear or whatever, they just post it on
that
SoundCloud.
and artists that are on labels, I don't think can just go drop Lucy's on Spotify and Apple Music. I think they can do it on SoundCloud because they're not generating revenue.
Right. Maybe that's what it is. Because I'm still sure that technically it's not legal to even post something with an uncleared sample for free. I'm pretty sure that doesn't fall under the Creative Commons license.
I don't know.
Pretty sure it doesn't. But I think that's why, though, it still probably exists, is because of what you just said is the label thing.
Yeah.
They can't utilize their Spotify platform unless it's cleared by the label or whatever digital platform.
But to the best of your knowledge, our SoundCloud is back in action.
To the best of my knowledge, our SoundCloud is back. We were going through a weird thing. We had two companies trying to access rights to our SoundCloud page, and neither one of them should have for the songs that they were requesting.
Yeah.
So I got that all cleared up. That was a big pain in my ass. But I don't know how that just happens one day.
Something new every day when we come in here, Moe-T.
Whatever. But yeah, that's
It's
all
like
fixed.
whack-a-mole.
It did get me to thinking, like, I don't know. To me, you shouldn't be posting music without everybody's necessary permission, especially this day and age. So I was like, I just have this thing about SoundCloud now because of how convenient most digital platforms are today. Like, I can just pull up my Apple Music or pull up my Spotify and find whatever I want. I wish, like, everything was just I wish, like, artists would just use that for everything. Wouldn't that be a great world?
I mean, they pretty much are now. Like, yeah, there's little outliers, but that's why I say SoundCloud probably doesn't have a long shelf life anymore because of those, because I think that is what's going on now, generally.
I just wish SoundCloud would go away. I
Dang,
guess is my
dude.
thing. It's just one more thing
They're
that
about
you
to be
have
listening
to,
to us, and they're going to take all our songs back down for no reason.
Think about how convenient it is, though, now. Like, I can just submit to a distributor, and it's just up.
It'll be that way eventually. Trust me.
Put a date on it.
2024, the death of SoundCloud.
Bullshit. It's going to take longer than that.
Mm-mm.
As long as Drake and Chance the Rapper are posting on there, it's going to take longer than that.
All right.
Because they're the main ones that are keeping it afloat, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. This is boring.
It's not boring. It's a topic, and I'm interested in it. Everything that I'm interested in, you're not interested in.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
I'm leaving the podcast.
Okay, good. I have co-hosts in mind.
Bullshit. You have no co-host in mind. Your podcast by yourself sucked.
I'm going to only post it on SoundCloud.
What do you... Okay, you better turn off your bullshit.
What
that's
is that?
happening? I don't know. It's your computer. Fucking weirdo. What do you want to talk about? Give me your great topics.
Okay,
here comes a good one.
All right. I want to talk about Healthline published a safe sex guide for the LGBTQIA community.
Next.
And in addition to using the term vagina, they also referred to said region as the front hole.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. For the purposes of this guide, we'll refer to the vagina as the front hole instead of solely using the medical term vagina.
No, why?
This is gender inclusive language that's considerate of the fact
God.
that some trans people don't identify with the labels the medical community attaches to their genitals. The front hole, dude.
No.
Now who you fooling with that whack shit?
You don't like that? That's fire.
That is dumb. Why? Why can't you just call it a vagina? Why?
Because, dude, I just explained it to you.
Because
Front hole
dudes
is-
don't have a vagina?
Front hole is gender
So
inclusive
dudes can have a
language.
front hole, but they can't have a vagina.
Dude, front holes, man.
Is that the reason?
It makes sense. You got buttholes, you got front holes. And then your mouth is the top hole.
Yeah, but what if you're a gender that doesn't have a butt? Wouldn't it be a back hole?
Butt is like a similar term for back, rear, like the butt end of something. Butthole, front hole.
No.
Yep, we've come a long way as a society now.
Yeah.
Now tell me that's not a better topic than SoundCloud.
No, that's a more annoying topic than SoundCloud. You literally just brought that up to get me heated.
I like it.
What do you like about that? There's nothing
I'm
to like.
obviously kidding. It's just hilarious.
Well, I'm pissed.
Relax.
That's so dumb.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh at things. Moe-T.
No, because that's the thing. That's where everything's going now. Pretty soon you're actually going
Everything's
to
going to the front hole.
Pretty soon you're going to actually have to call it a front hole.
That's because we got a bunch of front holes out here
dude.
making decisions.
Oh my god, dude. Seriously, it's funny until it actually happens.
Yeah. I did Gary's podcast, speaking of front holes, the other day.
We should make sure it's...
My friend Gary is he's the golf coach at Grand Valley State University, and he just started a podcast like about a month ago that he puts out every Monday, and it's actually really good for those of you that are into golf, which is probably about 1% of you. But he does a really good job with it. It's called Bomb and Gouge, and he had me as the guest, which that'll be coming out Monday. So I did that. That was cool. He actually does a really good job with it. I listen to it every week.
What do you have you on there for?
Because I'm the best rapper golfer in the game.
That could be true. It's a very small sampling.
I'd like to see who's better.
Rapper golfer?
Yeah.
We should have an open.
I actually don't know of any rapper that is like a serious golfer. I haven't heard. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying you hear about rappers that play football, basketball, whatever. I've never seen.
That's the thing. I feel like it'd be pretty damn rare.
Yeah, we'll have to find that out. Big show announcement. We just made it. I guess this is coming out Friday though, so you'll all have known about it if you check in on my social media. But we got a show coming up at the Loft in Lansing, October 5th. It's a Friday, and it's a special one because we are letting you, the fans, pick the songs that I perform. You guys get to determine the set. All you got to do is go to Specktators.com, click on the purchase tickets link, and get your tickets, and you get to fill out a form of, I believe we have 15 slots to enter the song. You can pick any song, any of my songs, not features, any of my songs that I put out. You can put them in there, and at the end I mean, we'll have to. When are we going to cut off vote? We have to cut it off at some point because I have to actually prepare for the set. But we'll let you guys know. And
I mean, the thing is, it'll be unavailable on our site. You'll have to buy tickets through the Loft.
Right. You can still get tickets, but you can't pick the set. So
right.
Over the next, week or two, make sure you get your tickets and get those song choices in there so we can, we'll tally them up at the end in the top whatever vote getters, however many songs we want to do. The top vote getters those songs will be in the set.
Yep. Doesn't Jay-Z golf?
I don't know. That's funny to think about.
Doesn't he say at the end of one of his songs like he's about to go golfing or something like that? Wasn't it? Yes, it was.
What?
It's the same one that he's like.
Play it.
What one is it? My First Song that he like talks for a long time at the end of the song. You know how like it rides out for like a minute and a half and he's just talking.
Jay-Z golfing does not ring any bells. But yeah, I think you might be right about like that being the song you're thinking of, but I can't remember him talking about golf.
Let's see. I thought like I'm pretty sure. Oh, Jay-Z doesn't have any songs on Spotify because he owns Tidal. Does he think he's cool?
I mean, you should know that by now.
I don't.
We talk about streaming platforms all the time on this.
That would explain why all the Jay-Z songs I added early in the day never play on my shit.
Maybe he does. I typed in Jay-Z golf and everything that pops up is a headline that says 50 Cent explains why he called Jay-Z's new album, quote, golf course music.
Yeah, but that's not.
I know, it's just funny.
Let me see if I can find this thing. I just want.
Well, anyway, while you figure out the most important things.
He does, though. I can, like, picture it.
That still doesn't tell me much, though. Like, just because somebody's picked up a golf club doesn't tell me they're a golfer.
I mean, I guess. Well, yeah, that's true. If you're actually looking for somebody that's good at golf instead of just
Kendrick swings a golf club in one of his music videos, but you can tell when he swings it that he's not a golfer.
Nigga, I'm about to go golfing, man.
Golfing.
Hey,
golfing. He's going golfing.
Nigga,
Jared Goffin.
Dude, how did I call that?
Hey, I might even have me a cappuccino. Fuck it.
He's about to even go have a cappuccino.
Yeah, see, he's just talking about hoity-toity shit.
Shaboy.
How do you know he didn't actually go golfing?
He might have, but he was in the hundreds.
Well, he might have been, but he was still golfing.
But for the small percentage of you that are interested in that, we talk about a few other things too. It's about a 40-minute podcast. It's not like we just talk about golf. He's kind of just interviewing me, and but Bomb and Gouge, that one's actually available on Spotify too, so that'll be out Monday if you want to check that out. Football season is upon us.
That's right. I've had 2 drafts so far.
Fantasy?
No, reality.
Nice. What organization are you a member of?
I'm part of a 16-team league that I don't know how to judge my draft on very well in something like that, and something that big. Seems like you get to like round 5 and you're like, wow, it's really starting to go downhill real fast with these players that I'm getting right now.
Who are your studs?
I drafted Odell. I was the second to last pick.
He just got paid.
Mm-hmm. I was the second to last pick, and I got Odell, 15. And then who was my other guy? My quarterback's Tom Brady. And then I got Dude, how do you feel about Carson Wentz?
Don't like him.
You don't like him? Why not?
Well, that we don't even know if he's going to be ready to start the season.
Yeah, but what if he is?
Well, Alshon is out at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
So I just don't love him. I feel like there's a lot of good quarterbacks. Like, why take the risk on him?
Well, I'm not even saying to like what do you feel about him as like QB2?
Fine. It just depends. It all depends on what you pay for.
I wouldn't put him at QB1.
It all depends on what you pay for him or where you take him. It's all about the value. I wouldn't take him high at all.
No, I didn't take him high. But he is my QB2. That's the crazy thing. I'm playing in a 16-team league with 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at him as my QB2. I just wouldn't
quarterback flex.
I just wouldn't take him high. That's all I'm saying.
No, I didn't take him high. I forget where I took him. But
MSU first game tomorrow. You tailgating?
Mm-hmm. Are you?
AKA today when this airs. I think I am. It's supposed to be a nice day.
Yeah, if you're in East Lansing, come find me. I don't know where I'm going to be. I'll probably be by the stadium.
You and your wife will be shit canned somewhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so. I'll probably be by the stadium where the radio show is. I think I'm going to go hang around Mad Dog.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Maybe I'll hop on a show.
I don't know. I don't know what my exact plan is. I'll just be smashing food and smashing brew.
Are you going to hang out with Dags?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be over there. I know Glow's got some friends that...
Because they're right by Mad Dog.
Okay. Well, one of Glow's friends is right there too, I think, and they always have really good food. But yeah, nice day. I'll probably be out there. State should have a good squad this year. We got like everybody
should be
back.
Fun to watch.
Dude, I just hate that our division in the Big Ten is so difficult. Like, it's such a dominant division. MSU, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State.
It's pretty dumb.
Wisconsin just has a cakewalk to the Big Ten championship every year while all of us beat up on each other. Well, we beat up on Michigan, but the rest of us beat up on everyone else. But we get Michigan and Ohio State at home. Penn State, I think we have on the road.
Are we going to beat Michigan? Call it now.
Of course. We've beaten them 8 out of the last 10 years.
All right.
I'm not stupid.
I mean, I think we will too, but...
I mean, if you're a betting man, you have to take us. You'd be stupid not to.
Well, I'm not a betting man.
Yeah, I had to deal with...
And I'm still taking
I had to deal with idiot Michigan fans last week at fantasy camp when we had our draft.
Oh, my God. What can they even say
Got
now?
the Lindmans up there. Ted
what can they even say?
Just... They're still complaining about the rain.
Are they complaining out of their front hole?
Yeah. A bunch of fucking front holes, dude. Lions look terrible in the preseason.
God.
Not that I'm trying to, read into the preseason a whole lot, but it's still, you're watching your team play and they're sucking.
They really don't.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the year we went 0-16, we were 4-0 in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna read into it too much, but I'm not even reading into the wins and losses and whatever. I'm just looking at how we look, and it just isn't.
No, the wins and losses don't matter, but
yeah, it just isn't pretty.
Yeah, I've caught bits and pieces of the preseason games and like the front bits and pieces.
Yeah,
it's just like
I'm a little scared because I'm excited about the Lions. Like, I'm still excited about us. We should have a good team. We should have a solid team. Right. I don't like the fact that Minnesota looks like they're going to be really good. And Green Bay is always good with Aaron Rodgers. So our division is, and the Bears are going to be better. I'm not scared of them, but they're going to be better. So our division is tough, but we should be in the thick of it. But who knows, man? I'm a little scared at how we've been looking. But excited for football to be here. We got fantasy. We got a couple teams to root for, at least for the first few weeks till the Lions get knocked out of contention.
Did you see that they wrapped up the NCAA investigation?
That was one of my topics. I'm glad you saw that. Probably one of the few people that actually saw that news.
Yeah, because it's actually fucking news, and it shouldn't be just like a little blip on the radar because everybody loves to smash our name and then no one reads the follow-up.
So for those of you wondering what we're talking about, Michigan State... If you listen to the podcast, you know the period of time when we talked about all the MSU stuff going on with the Larry Nasser investigation, but then more about when that started leading to Izzo D'Antonio being questioned and investigated. And today, Michigan State, or maybe it was yesterday, received a letter from the NCAA's head of enforcement saying that no NCAA violations were found in a review of how the school responded to sexual assaults committed by Larry Nassar, or how the school handled separate sexual assault allegations made against members of the football and basketball programs. So, like, long story short, obviously it changes, as we said, while it was going on, and it changes nothing from the Nassar case itself. But basically, Izzo and D'Antonio didn't do anything wrong. They're clean.
Right.
So I wanted to revisit this.
So before you get into your stuff, because I probably didn't go as in depth into this, I just want to get one thing straight.
I didn't really go in depth.
Well, the biggest thing that I took away from it, and you'll probably be able to dive into this way further than I will, is this what is that?
It's my computer, dude. I don't
Sounds
know why.
like an elevator. Okay. This lady, whoever that, I wish I had the article up. Whoever the Outside the Lines chick,
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
interviewed to get all of her juicy details or whatever, had like some beef with this new story that was out today.
No, I didn't hear any of this. It's news to me.
Well, they just quoted her with like 2 sentences at the end of this article that I read specifically. And she was just like, she didn't feel like they did a good enough job, or didn't go in depth enough to the point that she was just disappointed and felt like the NCAA had a lot more work to do before they closed the case.
Of course she did.
And that's what I just wanted to be like. It's literally like what we talk about all the time on this podcast is one person's damn feelings about some sort of thing that Michigan State might have mishandled in someone's eyes gets complained about to somebody else with the voice on ESPN, and then ends up making this huge ruckus that spiraled out of control and caused all this. Not the Nassar thing. This is separate.
Yep.
And just caused it to go all out of control.
Yeah,
and now we're finally learning that everything was handled right.
Yep.
And
like
she's still upset.
Yep. Like you said, you have to reiterate, like, nobody's talking about the Nassar thing, because everyone will jump on.
No.
Nobody's talking about Nassar.
No.
We're talking about when national media, specifically ESPN and Outside the Lines, decided to, right after the Nassar conviction, jump all over MSU's football and basketball programs with Izzo and D'Antonio, which had nothing to do with Nassar. Nothing.
They jumped on with how they were dealing with sexual assault cases aside from Nassar.
Right, at Michigan State University, but they were relating all of it.
They were relating all of it to Nassar.
They were putting Izzo and D'Antonio's huge pictures up there with Nassar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And this is a little blurb on the side of ESPN, and it'll be gone tomorrow, when it took a month of headlines when it was going on of pure bullshit.
Right.
So I just wanted to, this is what I wanted to revisit. So, one of the things that it really stuck in my craw when this was going on.
Wow.
Was there was obviously a lot of bullshit, but one that really got me was Molly on First Take.
Mm-hmm.
She did a little, like, they did their final take thing.
Yeah, I remember.
And she got on her pulpit and gave this 2-minute speech about Michigan State, right?
Mm.
And like I always say anything you want about our school and how we handled the Nassar thing. Say anything you want.
Right.
Fine. But then she started going into like Izzo and D'Antonio and things. And I'm gonna play some of that. Oh shit.
Oh, did you mess it up?
The NCAA's Mark Emmert was aware of at least 37 reported sexual assault cases involving the university dating back to 2010.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
37 sexual assault cases involving the university dating back to 2010.
They were aware of them.
Okay. All right, we continue.
At least 16 Michigan State football players have been accused of sexual assault or violence against women since Mark D'Antonio became the Spartans coach in 2007.
Okay. 16 sexual assault or violence allegations against women, 16 players since 2007. Okay.
Okay.
Like, yeah, none of this is like good, but it's also, you know, what? Okay. Okay, 16 allegations. Okay.
Right. Disturbingly, D'Antonio's punishment for one player accused of sexual assault was to have him talk to his mother about what he'd done. Laughable.
Okay. I'm sure, and I think I said this at the time, I'm sure punishment for one player accused of sexual assault involved talking to his mother.
We're not even sure.
I'm sure it wasn't the only thing D'Antonio said to this player. And also, okay, what if the player told D'Antonio he didn't do it? He wasn't convicted. What would you like the punishment to be, Molly? Like, I think I said this at the time. Molly sexually assaulted me. Should you lose your job, Molly?
Right.
Stupid.
Right.
Like, you have to gather facts before you just go claiming all this shit.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, do you drag a mayor or a governor through the mud when someone murders somebody in their state?
Right.
Do you do that?
Right. As long as whatever their responsibilities are, right, they handle.
They're responsible to make laws that make it hard for somebody to take somebody's life. When that happens, are they at fault?
Right.
No.
Yeah, if this player actually got convicted of whatever he was accused of, and Mark D'Antonio's response was, talk to your mom and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, but that's not what it was.
Right.
Okay, so we continue.
Laughable. Tom Izzo has had his own documented incidents of turning a blind eye and protecting perpetrators. The Times...
Oh, wow, that was real scathing against Tom Izzo, Molly. You really got specific with us. Way to give us the facts. Let me play that again.
Tom Izzo has had his own documented incidents of turning a blind eye and protecting perpetrators.
Okay, let me just go say that about someone I don't like.
Right.
What are you talking about? And
she doesn't even put up anything on the screen. She doesn't do anything like that.
That's what's annoying is that, okay, you obviously have a reason you feel that way. And you know what your reasons are? Some of his players have gotten into trouble. But you have absolutely no clue on if he's handled it correctly.
No, none. All you have is hearsay too. Like all these, it was exactly what I just said before. One woman gets interviewed by somebody and then it just spirals.
Yeah. And then she finishes it off.
The movement extends to every college campus and of course, athletics. So yes, the university deserves the death penalty and time's up for Mark Emmert, Mark D'Antonio, and Tom Izzo.
The university deserves the death penalty and time is up, aka calling for the jobs of Mark D'Antonio and Tom Izzo. So you really gave us some scathing shit on Tom Izzo there and then called for his job and said time's up for him. And the way she's talking, she's real powerful, strong stance on it. You don't know shit.
No.
And now that it comes out that they didn't do anything wrong, they're clean, where are you now?
Right. No, I know.
How is she being held accountable now for attacking these guys' character and making them go through answering all these questions and having to like stand up to the media every day because of how you came at them?
That's literally my whole problem with this day and age is anybody on social media and the media, it's all like one thing now because you can just go out and say anything.
Well, and that's the thing. We here in East Lansing, us sports fans, we're aware when this shit happens and they're found clean and we get this information. Now, people out there in the rest of the nation, Joe Schmo, since it's not big headlines on ESPN for a month, they have no idea. And all that shit that happened for that few months, those guys' name and the programs are permanently tainted.
Right. How many programs on ESPN were running this story?
Oh, dude, it was huge.
And how many programs?
You called for their jobs and the death penalty for the program. Like that's a big deal,
right? And how many programs are running this story today?
If they're running it, it's a small blurb. That's the thing.
They're not even doing it. Might show up on the bottom line.
Yeah. It's a joke, man.
Like, that's so messed up.
And I don't even want to focus on it because it shouldn't have been a thing to begin with. But I always say with these things, if it's going to be a big deal when it's an allegation or he said, she said, it better be a big deal when you're clearing the person's name.
Right.
If you clear their name.
Right. I think it's a big deal because, like, ESPN markets itself as a sports news station.
But they're not anymore. They're Entertainment Tonight, dude.
But that's what I'm saying is at some point we need to establish the rules again for the 21st century because you're not what you were before.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to put you in the same box as E?
Yeah.
Is that what I have to do now?
But that's
totally cool.
And
if they want to be that, that's fine.
That's what's tough is like, yeah, ESPN should probably have their flagship stuff that is more news, sports news, and then they can have different programming that's, opinionated, which First Take is very opinionated. So I can't really fault them there, like for the specific thing I'm talking about. Right. I'm faulting her.
Yeah, her. Right.
That's a stupid opinion.
Right.
You're stating as fact, like, time's up for Tom Izzo, Mark D'Antonio, blah, 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 without knowing shit.
Right. Right.
I would never call for somebody's job and livelihood if I had a platform like that when I don't know shit.
Right. You should have more like integrity to not just spew stuff out there like
especially
that.
When it comes to somebody's character. You're not saying, I don't think they're getting the job done on the field, so I think they need a new coach. No. You're saying
when you're calling for somebody's job,
attacking their character.
Right. Well, you're attacking their livelihood. Like, you can't.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If you're a sports commentator and a coach isn't getting the job done on the field and you think they need a new coach, okay, you can, like, technically, are you calling for somebody's livelihood? Yeah, but yeah, you should still take it seriously because that is someone's livelihood. But if that's how you feel, you're a sports commentator. That I think that's all fair game. Right. But when you go to attacking somebody's character in the way she is, I think it's messed up.
The thing is, I don't think you see that a lot until a coach really is not doing his job well. Like, who just comes out there after game 3 and is like, fire him? Yeah. Like, no one's doing that. Like, it's probably super rare for that to ever happen.
I do. Every time state basketball loses a game, I start fireizzo.com.
Let's get some meaning behind our words here instead of, you're not a sports cast announcer either.
Well, so. I'm joking too.
Well, but that's the thing is, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of like, you don't mess around with that unless you're serious.
Yeah.
Especially on live television.
Right. I had to get that one off my chest because.
Or radio. When
that happened at the time, I was so pissed off, but I was like, okay, if all this turns out to be actually something, then, it is what it is.
Well, and that's
when it turns out to be nothing, it just bugs me that those people aren't held accountable.
Well, but that's the thing is, and I bet if you go back to our podcast that we were actually talking about this when it was actually happening, we were so careful to not like say 100% that Izzo and D'Antonio had.
Because we don't know.
Because we don't know.
But the difference is we would rather. I operate under the innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, exactly. But that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like we have the wherewithal to be able to do that in this day and age. Other people, most people don't.
You know why? Get some attention.
Because they have front holes.
It gets some attention, dude. The stronger, more ignorant stance you take on shit, the more attention it gets you. I gave her attention, shit, like bad attention, but if she would have taken some lukewarm stance, I wouldn't have given a damn.
It just, yeah. It's mind-boggling to me. Whatever. So what's next?
Not shit, that's all I had. I had front holes and Molly talking about MSU. So it's been a slow week in music. I'll tell you that much.
I wasn't going to bring this topic up unless we really needed it. But
so we really need it?
Yeah, we really need it. So I want to know, And you've probably never thought about this.
Oh, this should be good then.
Or maybe you have, I don't know. So it'd be we're August 30th today, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. Okay.
When this airs, it'll be 31st.
So next month, probably at the beginning of next month, maybe the middle, you got new Apple products coming.
Okay.
Including a new iOS.
Okay.
12. What we've seen a lot, like there hasn't really been a lot of stuff that's changed within the last 3 years, I want to say, in iOS. Is there any annoying things that you would want to change?
I wish you would have texted me this early in the week.
I just thought of it before. I was driving in the car here and I thought of it.
Not off the top of my head. It's like you said, I don't really think about it much. I'm more of the basic user where if my stuff functions, if the basic things function, I'm not thinking too much into it.
Not even like an organization thing or like
I'm sure there is. I just can't think of anything.
The biggest thing that, and I know that because I've seen things that have told me that they are going to introduce this to the new iOS is they're going to group notifications. So
I heard. Did we talk about that before?
We did, but it was more so a rumor at that. I think it was way back.
I like that.
Dude, my home screen annoys the shit out of me.
And the problem with that is because they don't do it, you end up turning off notifications for things that you would actually kind of like notifications for. Right. So once they group them, you can actually turn on notifications for more things without muddying up your home screen, and you can see everything.
Yeah. So I don't have to like worry about that's the other thing is like when I have, especially with these annoying ass group messages that I keep
which are just getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
Like when shit first started, group messages where you'd have one group message and it'd be fine. Now I got 7 to keep track of.
But that's the thing. Every single message that comes in gets its own notification on my screen. And so if I'm away from my phone for an hour and I pick up my phone, I'm like, I don't even want to scroll through these.
I got 2 group messages on Facebook Messenger. I got 3 text group messages, and then some random person texts me in the meantime, and I miss it, and I never see it then. I totally forget to text that person back. And so, exactly. I think this will help for sure, and I'll probably turn on notifications for different things that I have off right now just because, dude, I end up turning on my phone and then having to just like do the lock screen scroll up every time I turn my phone on because it's like...
No, I know. I do too.
And I don't even text many people. Like I don't even talk to many people throughout the day, and I still get. It's not like I'm this just.
You know how I am with texting, but it makes it even worse for me because I get anxiety. Like if I put my phone down for an hour and I want to pick it up to like go through what I had there, dude, I'm missing text messages and stuff like that because I'm just like, what in the fuck is going on? Or like I assume that like a bunch of text messages in a row are from the same group. Yeah. But like one isn't, and I'll miss that for some reason because I'll just clear them all. Yeah, like that shit happens to me all the time.
Yeah, no, that's that. I like that. I'm a fan. That gets my cosign.
So here's another one. Are you know how the skin on iOS like from like I think it's been like this forever, but it's mostly white, like the white.
Yeah,
like. I don't know what you call it, like theme or whatever, or something like that.
Probably.
Are you a black or white? Like, would you prefer your theme to be darker or lighter?
I would think white.
And why?
I don't know. The thing is you'd have to see them to really make a choice, you know?
Well, without seeing it, here's my thought on it. Because most people, I think, not most people you would ask that would have an opinion on it would say dark because of the way that you think about it with intensity on your eyes. Mm-hmm. It's more relaxing to read something that's a little bit less harsh.
I agree with that. But you do have, you have brightness options on your screen.
Well, and that was the other thing is I feel like a whiter thing would be easier to read in the sun. like on a brighter day than something that's black.
Why do you bring this up?
There's so many people that want, Android has had it forever. It's called dark mode.
Yeah.
And it literally just, turns all the themes around the windows and stuff like that to black instead of white.
Yeah.
And it saves battery life
Okay. I like that. I mean, that's a plus.
because everything's not so bright.
Yeah, that's a plus. But in general, just aesthetic wise, I think I like the white.
I think it should be, I don't think I would mind having the option. Like maybe at like night you could be able to.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to have the option, would it?
Well, I think it is, just because it's a pretty big overhaul to actually design it so that you can invert to have it actually look good. Mm-hmm. Like right now you can turn on some, like they don't call it dark mode because it's technically inverted. Okay. So they just like change colors and everything, but some apps look dumb and like whatever. It would literally have to be a programming
to get it to
undertaking.
actually be aesthetically pleasing and
an actual true dark mode. Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of people want it because of that reason. So, but a lot of people, they have different opinions, and that's why I wanted to ask you is.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. I like when you come in here with the technology topics. We should actually probably start, because we went back and forth on this when we started the podcast, on did we want to prep each other with topics, like not like prep each other, but let each other know what topics we wanted to talk about throughout the week.
Right.
Or did we want to come in and just have fresh takes and fresh opinions?
Right.
And we started off letting each other know. Then for a long time, we've just come in with our own stuff and talked about it.
Right.
Definitely with the technology, I feel like it would be more beneficial for me to have a heads up, because most of that shit I'm not thinking about until you hit me with it. And then it's like, well, I don't know.
Right.
I know a lot of podcasts keep each other prepped, and we don't have to do it on everything. Certain topics the other person's reaction is going to be better without them thinking about it.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe we need to pick some topics here and there where we prep them.
Yeah. I feel like it's been a while since I've had a technology topic, though.
It has. But I like when you bring them in, because not only is it good to talk about, but I'm not even aware of half this shit.
No, I know.
Which I should be.
Well, and that's the other thing is
just like I need to make you aware of front holes.
Dude, front holes. How long has it been since we've gotten new computers? I think I got mine in like 2015. You got yours a year after I got mine?
I think it was 2015.
I got mine in Phoenix, so I know it was 2014.
And I didn't. I got mine in Lansing.
Oh. Well, that's the thing is, like, I was counting, like, 4 years, almost 5.
So you're trying to get a new computer, huh?
No. What's crazy is I was just thinking about it, and I was like, dude, this computer is not slowing down at all.
Good. Means you're not doing enough shit on it.
Well, the only thing that slows it down is rendering these podcast videos, because they're so damn long and so big that... So, but my point was, it's like, I think this is the longest that I've ever had one.
Really? I thought you had that first MacBook Pro for a long time.
I don't think so, because
that thing took a beating too.
I got that in like 2010, 2009, maybe. Earliest 2009.
Isn't that what you had until you got this though?
Yeah, I think. Well, no, not technically, because we had that Mac Mini that we made all of our music shit on.
But you still had the laptop.
Yeah, but I didn't use it as much.
But it was your personal. It was the only laptop you had.
Yeah. This thing though, like I use everything all the time.
Yeah,
like nonstop for 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to me, because that's the thing. Every other laptop that I've had, I've either offloaded a lot of stuff onto a desktop or whatever, and this thing I'm hooking up to everything, doing everything on, editing video, editing music.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm with you.
But I was just thinking about it because I was like, man, has technology just come that long of a ways that like, what is there a reason other than like people that edit huge videos and stuff? What other reason is there to buy a new computer?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like when we were always upgrading this shit, we kept doing more and more stuff, and then we hit you especially, and then hit a point where it was like, okay, we can delegate some of these things now.
Right.
And then it's backed off, which has helped.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing is like, even looking at the new computers that they have now, it's hard for me to justify even getting one because, well, one, my computer still runs well, and two, where did all the ports go?
I know, I hate that. I know. It's like I got 2 USBs plugged in and then I can't plug in my hard drive or something.
It's even worse now. Like yours at least has a mini jack and like whatever. The computers nowadays literally have like 2 USB-C ports and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to just use dongles for everything, which is
and where do I put
stupid.
the CDs, man? This is bullshit.
Dude, it's so stupid. Like
trying to install MS Word.
I would literally hate that. I would hate it. Yeah, I don't know, but that was kind of my thought with technology. Oh, the gamers are going to come after me though too. Unless you game, you might need a better computer too.
Dude, I am okay. So I know we have, because of the crew and Joel, we have like a niche. We have a big gamer fan base. Like a lot of our fan base are gamers,
right?
And I used to be, I would never consider myself a gamer. Like I was never serious about it, but I liked playing video games. You know, I liked playing video games.
We grew up playing a lot of video games.
But it was never like, oh, I'm so good at this game. Like I play it all the time.
What about Time Splitters? We were sweet at that.
Yeah, that was a dope game. But that's the thing, we liked playing with our friends. When we faded off of video games was when online started being a thing.
Yeah, I think we literally were at the tail end.
So that's what I mean. I see all these kids these days just playing online all the time. So and they're just getting good as shit at all these games.
Yeah.
We never, if we were doing it competitively, it was against one of our friends in the same room together.
Yeah, and there was never something in the back of our heads that was like, I want to get on YouTube and do this.
Well, that's what I mean. There was no YouTube. There was no online gaming. Like all that shit came about right about when we stopped playing video games.
Right.
I might want to get back into it, dude. And the thing that's pushing me over the edges, it always used to be fun. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I feel like it'd be a cool way for me to like interact with you guys and do different things that way. So if I could wrap my head around, okay, this is also just good for business. It's not just me sitting down wasting time playing video games and just like, because that's what kind of stopped me originally. Is it's like I'd get sucked into video games for 5 hours and it's like, what did you do with your day? Yeah.
Well, I think here's the thing. I think this is why I stopped playing video games when I was in college too, is that thing exactly. It was, I think because I stopped playing video games, I got good at like graphic design and like music stuff and everything,
because it could actually take you somewhere you wanted to
go.
Well,
and it wasn't even like for that reason.
No, but
that I was doing
I'm not saying you intentionally did that. I'm saying that's what you filled your time with.
Well, and that was the thing is like, and I do really definitely equate that to me stopping with the video games.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I'm anti-video game. It's literally just, you have to be a better person than I was to delegate time.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because that was the dangerous thing, is I actually did get addicted to making music.
Right.
But at least that took me somewhere at that point. Not to say that video games can't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But back in the day, my mindset was, what the fuck am I going to do with video games?
Around the time we were at our peak gamer mode, video games were just simply a form of entertainment that you were lazy if you were playing them all the time.
Right.
Now, it's just like anything else with video games. Like you said, you sit there and work on music. You can actually do a lot of the same things with video games now, as far as like a ceiling of doing something with your life with it.
Right.
So
back in 2011, dude, was the first time that I even realized video games on YouTube was a big thing.
Well, and dude, now you got e-games like literally being a sport.
Right. But that's
Like,
what
there's
I'm saying.
money in it.
Like, just so our listeners
People
can,
fill arenas to watch people play video
right.
games.
Just so our listeners and our viewers can understand like how old I am and we are, is I legitimately stopped playing video games. It was like a conscious thing in my head to stop playing video games around like 2007-ish, 2008-ish.
I was still in high school.
Right. You were, and I was either a freshman or a sophomore in college. I can't remember what time, but that would have been 2007, 2008.
Okay.
And I did not realize that anything was happening with video games on videos like YouTube platforms and stuff like that until 2011.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean it wasn't happening. I'm just saying we weren't aware.
But I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy that is.
Right.
Like that's a long period of time for me to like be oblivious to anything going on in that realm.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, the more you dive into podcasts and just things of that nature, YouTube, the internet, like you watch Shark Tank or something, and you see there's so many what you would think are just extremely niche areas that there's people making massive livings in.
Yeah.
You don't have to like be this broad lawyer, doctor, whatever,
No.
or like hooper, music artist, football player. Those are the basic, everyone knows those things.
Right.
And there's broad fans for that. But there are very niche areas that you wouldn't think, oh, I enjoy this, but I can't make a living in this area. No, you can.
Right. No.
But yeah, I mean, to take it back to the beginning, I have always liked, especially sports games. I like 2K. I like FIFA.
Yep.
I like Madden.
Yep.
I like the shoot 'em up games, but dude, I'm nervous now to even. It seems like a tall task to learn these games.
Oh yeah.
Like if I were to sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna try to learn Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I feel like I would spend months on it, and then I would get online for the first time, and I wouldn't even be able to take like 3 steps without getting killed every time.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I can devote that time. Maybe if I got back into it eventually I would, but
I think there's just a tall learning curve as far as like you would have to spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
In order to get
But
good.
I can jump right into 2K, FIFA, Madden, that shit, and murk cats. But it would be a cool way to like just get online, talk to fans that way, do different things, and
Yeah.
I've talked about it over the last few years here and there, and then I never really got into it because part of it would have to be I'd have to go get a system. Like I got an old ass Xbox right now.
So what's the new system now? Is it still Xbox One?
The latest ones? We're gonna sound like such noobs here, but all I know is like Xbox One and PS4, right?
But
There's no PS5
That's
now,
how
right?
into video games
Yeah,
I
I
am.
know,
I don't even know. There might be a new
We're
one.
gonna get comments like, "We're on PS9 now." What are you talking about?
But
We're at Xbox 7 and PS9.
That's literally what I think. Like, I don't know. The last time I even checked on something like that was when we were in Phoenix, when we bought that Xbox for us.
Yeah, that was a 1, right?
That was a 1.
There's got to be something newer now. That was 2014, 15.
Oh, there's that. The only one that I know of.
So stupid to any gamers.
The only one that I know of is Nintendo Switch. I heard that's a new thing.
We should look into it.
But as far as
now that we got
PlayStation
this,
and Xbox, I'm pretty sure there isn't.
even now that we got the Office and stuff, it would make it easier for me to do it without just like getting lost in it too. Because when I'm at the office, I never am tempted to just sit around and be a bum.
Right.
Like if I'm at the office, I'm working.
Right.
And so if I were to go play video games here,
Right.
it would be more like I'm trying to interact with you guys. I'm trying to interact with the fans. I'm not just like, let me get a game of FIFA in.
I feel like, too, if you were playing video games here, it'd be a reminder that you probably shouldn't spend all day playing it because you're here instead of at home.
Right. And if we have anyone else here and like everyone else is working and I'm just in there playing video games, like, what the fuck is Packy doing? Until we get it to a point where like, maybe fans are really enjoying it and once a week I get on there and it's a thing. I don't know.
All right. In the comments, tell us what the newest video game system is because I don't know what it is.
And comment if you want to get that work in 2K.
Or if we can, or if Packy can play against you in something with an Xbox One.
We would need to get a new system. That dude, last time I played that Xbox, I think I had it plugged in at like my old apartment. It makes like the loudest noise ever.
Why?
I don't know. And maybe it's just something
Not
wrong
bad
with
at
the
all.
fan. I don't know, but I mean, it's like almost 5 years old.
I guess, but I thought like video game system should last a while.
I don't know. I mean, I think it works. It's just, I don't know. We haven't plugged it in a long time, so I don't know what the deal is. But
Weird.
plus, they had that whole Fortnite craze. I have no idea.
Fortnite.
I have no idea what Fortnite is.
I don't know either. I have no.
But back in the day, we would have loved. We probably would have been so into it.
Dude, I know.
And I
like,
think if I even played it once now, I would have gotten into it. That's the thing with video games. I do like them. I know I enjoy them, but I know if I start playing them, I will be addicted to them. I will want to play more. But if I just stay away from it, like right now, I have no video game system plugged in anywhere. I don't really even have the interest to play. And so I easily stay away from it.
Yep. Can you imagine if we were brought up in today's age where, you know, the internet is reliable as shit. It's fast as shit.
Yeah.
You can play online without really even thinking about it too much. And if we were in our, you know, we were playing our shooters that we were good at back in the day and everything like that online.
Time splitters.
Dude, I would have gotten nothing done.
Oh, I know.
Literally nothing.
Because that was always the most fun we had playing video games. Was
Yeah.
when we could get some friends over and do multiplayer.
And
we had the little connector
Yes.
for the PS2
Yep.
to do multiplayer.
Yep.
And that was
And
so
getting
fun.
online and playing against other people, and then all of a sudden, 40 minutes into it, the internet would go down
Yeah.
and you wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah. No, I know. I understand why video games are such a big craze now, because they were huge when we were kids, but now you can get online. Like, that's
Right.
a whole new world.
You can get online and the fun just doesn't stop.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
That's the
It's
thing.
endless. Yeah, I know.
But games would get played out back in our day
Right.
because
You
you
beat
had
the game
only
and then
so
it was
many.
done.
Right. You beat the game. You had only so many friends that you could play against that even know how to play the game
Yeah.
with you. And then once you went through all that, you were just like, okay, on to the new game, or you were just done with it in general.
Dude, I still have our PS2 with a bunch of games somewhere.
Wow. I have literally no
I
idea.
think we should play
You
Time
probably-
Splitter sometime.
I don't remember how to play that shit.
I'm sure it'd be pretty easy.
We used to be ill at it. I think that was one of the more complicated ones, though.
Probably,
It
but
wasn't-
it was at the time.
I know, but I'm just saying it's not like it wasn't like GoldenEye or like
Yeah.
Perfect Dark or whatever.
There were Perfect Dark, dude. For N64. At the time, that was ahead of its time.
Yes.
Multiplayer mode.
Yes.
That shit was sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit was dope.
Damn.
Time Splitters, for everybody else that is a video game fan, was made by the same people that made Perfect Dark.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you remember they had all the you could get all of the Bond levels in multiplayer for that, and the Perfect Dark levels.
No, I didn't.
Because they were all made by the same company.
Dope. Dude, Perfect Dark. That game was the shit.
Yeah, we would always play the complex, remember?
Yep. Oh, I do remember. That's right. Yeah. I didn't know it had anything to do with Time Splitters, though.
It was by the same company.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Makes sense. All dope games. Good shit. Yeah, video games, man. I might have to get back into them.
All right. We got one voicemail this week.
Let's get it.
Let's play that wherever I put it. Oh, here it is.
What up, you guys? This is Ernesto. It's my second time calling. Love the podcast, by the way. This question is kind of like a 2-3-parter. It's pretty simple. If you were to feature in one of today's artists' albums, who do you like to be in, like their album? Would it be like Drake, Post Malone, Cardi B? Whose album would you want to be in all time? Music all time? And what would you do if like Tekashi 6ix9ine or Lil Pump asked you to be in their album? Would you freak out? Would you say no? Would you say yeah? I'd love to hear it from that. Keep up the podcast, guys. Peace out.
Well, thanks for the listen. Thanks for the question. If I tried to write those down as he went, I think the first one was, if I could feature on an album right now, who's would I want it to be? I mean, the obvious answer is Drake. But I personally, just taste-wise and what I think would be cool, I'd like to be on a J. Cole album. I think that would be dope.
Second one was all time.
All time, I'd want to be on an I'd want to be on an Eminem album. Especially if you're talking like all time. If I was like at his peak, being on an Eminem album would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really do too many features.
No.
On his albums.
No, he didn't.
Like he'd put his guys on there here and there.
He put Nate Dogg on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably the illest artist you could ever feature of all time. Like if I could get any feature like of all time, it would be Nate Dogg.
Yeah. But yeah, he wasn't really much for the features on his albums.
No. And then lastly, he was like if you got asked to be a feature on Tekashi 6ix9ine or Lil Pump.
The new guys.
Yeah.
The littles.
Yeah, like, okay, so obviously I'm not really into a lot of those type of guys' music. I think a lot of it is...
You're not?
Yeah, I mean, I've made that pretty clear here. That being said, I never hate on the fact that whatever they're doing is working and they're successful off of it.
Right.
So as much as I might hate the fact that dope, lyrical, talented artists are not on while these guys are, I might hate that, but if what they're doing is working, I can't hate on that.
Right.
So, and that being said, if Lil Pump or 6ix9ine asked me to be on a song, 100% I would do it. I'd be stupid not to.
So let me ask you this.
Because from a business standpoint, like that would be huge.
Playing devil's advocate.
And then I'd wash him on that song.
Do you feel like by you participating in a song with them, you are telling your fans and anybody outside of that you're okay with that type of music?
Yes, because I am okay with it.
But you're just not a fan of it personally.
Exactly. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, these guys are making the music they want to make, and there's millions of people out there relating to what they're doing and enjoying what they're doing. From a business perspective, if I jump on a song with them and put a fire-ass verse on it, I would easily wash them, and all of a sudden my name would get out there. Why the hell would I not do that?
Yeah.
It's not like by getting on a song with them, I have to be like, and this guy is the illest rapper of all time because I did a song with him. No, like,
no.
Everyone does songs with people they're not the biggest fans of.
Yeah.
Because it's right for business.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I guess I'd have to think about, because I'm just thinking from a music perspective. Like, I know a lot of these guys are complete fuckheads. So if we're talking about, you know, someone is convicted of some super fucked up shit and they want to work with me, that's a different story.
All right.
But if we're just talking from a music perspective, yeah, I don't have to be a fan of your music to recognize a good business decision.
I think music is super weird just because, like, when I try to like go in depth with something like that, it's hard for me to like separate the knowing how like super young kids are influenced by dumbass shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That like it's almost like fighting the mentality of, oh, I'll be okay with people smoking cigarettes as long as I'm not smoking one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll vote for allowing cigarettes everywhere, but I don't have to smoke it.
Yeah.
Like, but it's still can kill you.
Yeah.
And it's regardless of whether you smoke it or not. It's killing other people. So is that right? Is that a right mentality for you to have?
I get what you're saying, and I think you have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
But that's why I'm saying, like, music is super weird because
alcohol is bad for you. It's killing people.
Right. No, I know. But that's the thing is, it's like,
but you wouldn't want to make it illegal.
No, but yeah, I guess it's so weird because it is on a case by case basis. Like, you know why cigarettes are like banned everywhere now and stuff like that. Like, you can't smoke them in restaurants anymore. You can't smoke them on planes anymore. You can't smoke them anywhere.
Yeah.
Except for outside and in your own house.
That shit's crazy that they were allowed on planes.
They were allowed everywhere.
I know.
Like, literally everywhere.
I know.
But that's, I guess my point is, it's like, okay, no one has a problem with that, like banning them from everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas technically you should be able to make the decision to smoke them.
Not
like
everywhere, though.
If we're playing, well, okay, not in hospitals and not in like
not
whatever.
on planes, not like not in restaurants.
Not on
be
planes.
Right next to somebody. Like you have to be able to see the difference between doing it in an establishment and just being able to do it in general.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But I guess that's what I'm saying, though, is it's kind of the same thing. Like, it's literally just like technically you could just ignore it and be like, it's not affecting me too much. Or you could be like, well, it could.
Well, okay, if you're trying to relate it to this question, this is why I like having this podcast, because I can be completely honest with the fans and explain my position. And you might not like this answer, but this is the truth. So I'd be 100% lying if I said a poppin' artist like 6ix9ine or Lil Pump asked me to be on a song and I would say no. I'd be lying to you.
Yeah.
Because that would be a stupid business decision.
Business decision, yeah.
But if I was a made man, if I was rich and didn't have to worry about my business and my money and getting on,
right,
and someone whose music I didn't enjoy or co-sign asked me to be on a song, I'd say no.
Right.
It's a business decision.
No, I know, and that's what's scary about it is you can equate that to a lot of other, and I'm not saying you're wrong and I'm not saying that you're right. It's a really weird thing to think about when you equate that to other things.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, I know. I get it. Like, because if that's the case, if what I just said is the case, which it is, then I'm not standing by my principles.
well, yeah, and
fuck my principles.
and the same things that we get angry at like politicians for and stuff like that, like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, but you're talking about different things. We're talking about getting on a song with somebody. Like I said,
I know. If the scale of it is different, but
it's like I said when we talk about principles, because I'm only willing to go like to a certain point. Like I said, we're talking about music. If one of these artists is known to just like he's convicted of some fucked up shit, and I know this, and he wants to do a song with me or work with me, that's different.
Yeah.
Like that shit actually means something to me.
Yeah.
If I just don't like your music, but you ask me to be on a song and it's going to be good for my business, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just more so talking about like if by some chance or somehow negative effects were seen to have been happening because of negative connotations and things.
It'd have to be more set in stone though. Like everything you're just saying, the whole sentence that just came out of your mouth was like the whole, if maybe like kids are more violent because they play video games, like you got to give me something more.
No, but it would. And this is all hypothetical. Like, I'm not saying that it is or isn't or whatever. Like, I'm just saying if.
Yeah.
Like, if that ended up happening, like, it is kind of weird to think about as far as, like...
I wouldn't sacrifice my morals to work with somebody, but I would definitely bend my, like, musical tastes. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not bend my musical taste, but I wouldn't give a fuck about my musical taste if it was good. If it was a good business decision.
Yeah.
I hate country music, and if a country artist asked me to do a feature, like a big country artist, I would do it.
Yeah.
You think all these like pop and country stars that get features from rappers and stuff like that, you think those rappers are really fucking with their music? No. They gave them a huge bag to do a verse.
No, I know.
They shit a verse out and they did it.
But
and
you know why all those people.
That's
do
what I'm
that
saying,
stuff.
though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I know, and all I'm saying is,
and they don't need the money. I need the money.
When you equate it to other things, though, that's when it makes it feel weird.
Yeah, but you can't equate it to other. Like you need to compare apples to apples. You can't compare apples to front holes.
Front holes. No, I know. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Any last words?
You gonna mark me?
Yep. Deaded. Fatality. Didn't Time Splitter say something when you shot
They all
somebody?
do. I don't remember what it was, but
No, Perfect Dark didn't. I don't think Bond did either.
murked him.
Yeah, they
Straight KO.
damn.
Trash kill.
We got a new Marcus Ryan record out, like we said at the beginning of the podcast.
Fire.
Go check that shit out.
Oh,
we
I
got
didn't say
new.
the Lansing show that I mentioned. Did I mention that Marcus is on the show?
I can't remember if you did or not.
Well, he is. So
Marcus is on the show. We got new Packy dropping next week, Tuesday. Yee! Go and let's preview that.
short little preview.
Short and sweet preview. How about that? You like that?
I diggeth.
All right. That concludes podcast 30 years old, Moe-T.
Wow, you're old as dirt.
That's right. Oh, my second wedding anniversary is Sunday.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, made it 2 years. What do
Nice.
you know about that?
You're still here to talk about
You
it.
don't know anything about that, do you?
I didn't think you'd be part of the Spectators after 2 years.
Wow. I didn't think I'd be part of the Spectators when I was 30.
Let's get it!
Dear Rap Gang, back on my BS. Sincerely yours, Young Pack. Oh, and P.S. I'm sick of all these trolling ass, stunting ass, clown ass, no talent, having ass, lazy ass rappers. Punching every line like they crazy asthmatic. Bling below freezing, music below average. Fuck are y'all saying? Swear you mentally challenged. Dare you try and come at me on a beat and do some damage? You amateur, you a flash in the pan. I got the stamina.
That's what I'm saying. Tekashi 6ix9ine gets me on a song, I'll wash his ass. Pump puts me on a song, I'll wash his ass.
Damn bumper cars. My days chillin' all gone. I was comfortable being big fish, small pond. Now I'm back on my underdog.